Hey everyone, let's just dive right into this. Today, we're unpacking an incredibly powerful story, sourced from a gripping narrative text. It's all about overcoming massive rejection, battling through your darkest moments, and discovering what true strength actually looks like. I'm really excited to guide you through this explainer because, well, while we're looking at a story about a wolf pack, what we're really doing is holding up a mirror. We're going to break down the actual mechanics of resilience, step by step.
So let me ask you, have you ever been the weakest one in the room? Just think about that for a second. Picture a dark, freezing environment, wind howling outside. Now imagine being the one person everyone simply looks past, the individual literally nobody believed in. Look, we've all been in environments, maybe a classroom, a tough boardroom, or even, within our own families, where we felt completely overlooked and fundamentally outmatched.
But this story brilliantly highlights an even deeper layer of that pain. Have you ever been the one even you stopped believing in? Ouch, right? That is the emotional core of the source material we're exploring today. We are tracking the journey of a wolf who felt exactly this way, limping totally alone through deep snow, barely moving. But the absolutely crucial point here is, he is still moving. As we go through this explainer, you might just find that this story about a forgotten wolf is actually yours.
All right, let's jump into Section 1, The Wolf Nobody Wanted. It's time to meet Ash.
Picture this. High up in the mountains, a magnificent wolf pack gathers. They are powerful, they're fast, they're completely fearless. But way at the very back stands Ash, the wolf nobody wanted. He wasn't born powerful, he was the smallest pup, thin, struggling, while his brothers grew up tall, fierce, and fast. But here's what you really need to know about Ash. He tried. In every single hunt, he ran as fast as his little legs allowed. He fought with absolutely everything he had. But despite all that intense effort, he'd inevitably stumble and land face first in the snow, while the others just sprinted far ahead without even glancing back. It was just never enough. I want to pause here for a second and speak directly to you. We all have an Ash living inside us. You know that part of us that just feels left behind? The part that tries with every ounce of our being and still completely fails. It's that quiet, heavy voice that makes us wonder, am I even supposed to be here? When Ash falls face first into that cold snow, that represents every time we've poured our heart into a project, a relationship, or a huge goal, only to fall completely flat while everyone else seems to effortlessly sprint ahead.
Which brings us to the second phase of our explainer. Section 2, Left Behind in the Snow.
So, the pack leader is this massive, battle-scarred guy named Coda. And right as the pack prepares for the Great Winter Hunt, which is the most dangerous event of the whole year, Coda looks down at Ash. And Ash is trembling, but not from the cold. He's trembling from overwhelming shame. Coda slowly shakes his head and says, "Stay behind. You are not ready. You were never ready." Just let those words sit in silence for a moment. The pack literally leaves without him, running off into the snow and the dead of night, leaving Ash behind in a world that had seemingly decided he simply did not belong. So I gotta ask you, have you ever been told you're not ready? Have you ever been told by a boss, a teacher, or a peer that you just aren't smart enough or strong enough or good enough? Have you ever been completely left behind by people you trusted with everything? If you've ever experienced that kind of crushing professional or personal rejection, then you understand exactly the agony Ash was feeling alone on that snowy ridge.
Let's move to the next part, Section 3, The Darkest Night.
Okay, it's midnight now. A brutal, freezing blizzard is raging. Ash is sitting completely alone at the edge of this frozen valley, surrounded by absolutely nothing but white emptiness. He feels totally invisible. His eyes are wet, and trust me, it isn't from the bitter wind. He actually starts to believe the rejection. He thinks, well, maybe Coda was right. Maybe he wasn't meant to lead. Actually, scratch that. Maybe he wasn't meant for anything at all. He literally lies down in the snow, closes his eyes, and is ready to simply disappear. Just sit with that devastating emotion for a second, that complete and utter surrender to failure. But then, something happens. A sound cuts through the blizzard. A distant, desperate cry. It's a howl, but it's not from his pack. Deep below the valley, a young wolf cub is trapped all alone at the edge of a frozen river. The ice is cracking beneath it, and it's seconds away from falling through into the freezing water. Now, every single wolf in the massive pack, watching from a distance, hears it, but nobody moves. The blizzard is too fierce. The ice is way too thin. The risk is just too high. And this leads us to the real turning point of our explainer. Section 4, The Decision to Move. See, Ash heard the cubs howl too, but he heard something else buried inside it. He heard his own fear.
his own desperate cry asking, "Does anyone actually care?" And in that single moment, a rare sense of purpose just ignited. He takes action. Step 1. Ash slowly gets to his feet and literally shoves back against the blizzard. Step 2. He runs. Sure, it's clumsy, but he runs directly toward the danger, toward the one thing absolutely nobody else dared to face. The ice cracks, he stumbles, he nearly goes under the water. But step 3. He reaches the cub, grabs it, and pulls it back from the breaking ice with everything he has left. They collapse on solid ground, alive, all while the massive pack watches from the ridge in pure shock.
So Koda, the mighty leader, steps forward slowly, looking at Ash for maybe the very first time. He asks him, "Why did you do that? You could have died." Ash lifts his head, his eyes are dead steady, the shame completely gone. And he answers, "Because someone had to, and no one else moved." In that freezing air, something inside Ash shifted that could never ever be shifted back.
Now, this illustrates a completely new paradigm from the source text. It flips the script entirely. Real strength was never about physical size or speed or brute power. Real strength is the decision to move when everyone else stays frozen. Real strength is doing the right thing when it is the absolute hardest thing to do. It's not waiting around to be chosen, it's choosing yourself, even when the whole world says no. That's the fundamental lesson here.
Which brings us right to our final act. Section 5, The Weak Become Leaders.
So, months pass in a swift montage. The pack faces much harder hunts and greater dangers. And time again, guess who moves first? It's Ash, finding new ways when brute force just hits a brick wall. Slowly, the larger wolves actually begin to follow him. The text distills a few core takeaways from this incredible rise. First, do not listen to doubt. People are going to underestimate you, systems will overlook you, and your own mind will scream at you to stop. Don't listen. Second, every rejection builds resilience. Your armor just gets thicker. And third, every single failure teaches you exactly what success requires. Every lonely, freezing night was just preparation for the day Ash became the leader, standing exactly where none of the others dared to stand.
So the absolutely crucial point is this. If you have been sitting out there crying alone in your own personal blizzard, please hear me on this. You are not weak. You are not behind. You are certainly not finished. You are simply in the part of the story that comes before the rise. Seriously, every great leader was once the one nobody believed in. Every single champion finished last at some point. The wolf who ultimately leads the pack was once the smallest pup in the litter.
The weak aren't born weak. They're simply the ones who haven't yet decided to be strong. So the question isn't whether you're physically or mentally strong enough right now. The ultimate provocative question you have to answer is just, will you get up one more time? Always. Just one more time.
I am the wolf who rises. And that brings us to the very end of our explainer today. If this breakdown resonated with your own journey, I want you to claim that identity. Drop that exact phrase down in the comments and share this explainer with someone who really needs to hear it today. Thank you so much for learning with me. Stay focused,